gentlemen, protestors and marchers, you filled the streets again with your signs and slogans, chanting about fascism, waving cardboard warnings like they're shields. But here's the bitter truth, you refuse to hear. You're not fighting fascism, you're paving the road for tyranny in a different color. You scream about a dictator, but you demand more government, more control, more speech regulation, more surveillance, more forced equity, not earned freedom. You decry fascism while preaching Marx, but newsflash, both crush individual liberty under the boot. Fascism controls the people through force, communism controls them through need, and both leave graves behind. You say you stand for the working class? Then why do you march for the very systems that have starved, silenced, and enslaved workers across history? You talk about love, unity, and human rights, while demanding digital speech police, forced ideology, and re-education for dissenters. What you call progress is just a prettier cage. You cry about oppression, but support lockdowns, censorship, and coercion. You scream my body, my choice, except when it comes to speech, thought, religion, or refusing your mandates. You're not resisting tyranny, you're dressing it up and calling it compassion. You march against billionaires, then praise centralized power where only the elite thrive, where your voice will be as worthless as the dollar in a socialist collapse. And you dare invoke democracy, you demand mob rule over constitutional law. You cheer when opponents are silenced, not persuaded. You want a one-on-one opinion, one truth, one party. That ain't democracy, that's the dream of every dictator in history. Let me make something clear. Real fascism doesn't always wear a swastika. Sometimes it marches with you, whispers sweet justice, wears black hoodies, and burns cities in the name of virtue. And real communism, it doesn't start with chains, it starts with promises. Free this, free that, until everything's free and nothing's yours. Let me make some flame, real fist again. Ask yourself who you're really resisting before you chant freedom. Ask yourself what you're willing to give up for it, and before you raise that fist, look in your mirror. Because you're not fighting fascism, you're feeding it, just with a red fist instead of a black boot. And when history writes this chapter, it won't say you stood up for the people, it'll say you marched them off a cliff. Wake up before it's too late. You talk about love, unity, and human rights, while demanding digging on fist instead of a black boot. And when history writes this chapter, it won't say you stood up for the people, it'll say you marched them off a cliff. Wake up before it's too late. They yell fascism with every breath, but what they really want is the death of freedom. Let's talk about it. Yelling fast every time they lose a vote. But they the ones preaching red flags and revolt. Say they fighting for rights, cap, that's a joke. While they trying to choke freedom and government smoke. Complaining about Nazis from 80 years back, while they printing up flyers straight out of Mount Stack. They want safe spaces, trigger laws and more control. Next step, food lines, gulags and party roll. They want free rent, free checks, free meds too. But cry fascist when someone don't agree with the crew. Yo, y'all marching to a beat called Marx would spin, calling liberty fascist while begging big golf to win. Crying fascist while marching to Marx, torching rights while you play in the dark. You ain't rebels, y'all just state-fed sheep, trying to put the nation so fast asleep. Crying fascist, but worship the state, trading free will for a welfare plate. Say you stand for the people, but that's a farce. You burn down freedom while kissing Karl's arse. Talking about equity like it's divine, but behind that mass tyranny in disguise. You want thought police, speech codes, blacklists, digital IDs, and state-run assist. Y'all fear a boot while lacing your own, marching in sync to the socialist tone. Yeah, you ban free speech with a smug little smirk, but say it's for safety, that's straight up berserk. You say Trump bad, cool, let's debate, but you ban debates while screaming hate. You want censorship power and planned economy, that ain't democracy, fam, that's autonomy robbery. From Portland to New Haven, same story told. Victims of freedom, hearts bought and sold. Protests like parades of mental decay, dressed in black but thinking gray. Crying fascists while marching to Marx, torching rights while you play in the dark. You ain't rebels, y'all just state-fed sheep, trying to put the nation so fast asleep. Crying fascists, but worship the state, trading free will for a welfare plate. Say you stand for the people, but that's a farce. You burn down freedom while kissing Karl's arse.
You say you stand for peace, but history don't lie. The same road you're marching on has gulags at the end.
Fascism ain't at the gates, it's in your signs, your chants, your lies, and you ain't woke.
You broke.